The most remarkable achievements of the Maya, Aztec, and Inca civilizations, presented by Giselle I., Elise E., Ava R., Andrew E., and Louis G.
The Maya.
Calendar. The Mayans were the original inventors of the calendar. They had 3 types of calendars. They had a calendar called the Tzolk'in calendar, which had a cycle of 260 days. The Hob calendar had a cycle of 365 days, and the long calendar was dated in relation to the other 2 calendars. The long calendar could refer to any dates in the past or the future. The numeral system that the Mayans used was base 20. The calendar was the biggest and most important invention of the Maya because it is one of the only inventions of the ancient world that is still used today.
Pyramid temples. Pyramids are some of the only evidence left of the Mayan Empire. There are 2 types of pyramids, one for sacrificial ceremonies and one for sacred ceremonies. Pyramids were also used as landmarks for travelers as they rose above the jungles, so people could see them from miles around. Glyphs. The invention of glyphs was very important to the Maya. With a written language, ideas could be passed down through generations and form a collective learning. Many things that we know about the Maya come from its written language. These glyphs could stand for sounds, ideas, and things. It was so advanced that scribes could write anything that was spoken.
The most remarkable achievement of the Maya. We believe that the Mayan calendar was the most important invention of the Mayans. This is for multiple reasons, one of which is because it is still used today, unlike lots of other ancient tools and devices. It has evolved into the calendar that people still use all the time. Life would be a lot harder and a lot different if the Mayans didn't know when to harvest and plant their crops, or if we didn't know when to celebrate holidays, birthdays, and other important dates. Lots of tools and devices were created when the Mayans thrived, but the calendar is the only one of these creations that is still used in the modern world. These are a few of the many reasons that the calendar is the most remarkable achievement of the Maya.
The Aztec. For science and technology, we chose chinampas. It was a very long process of trial and error. They learned how to build rafts of rushes and reeds, lashing the stalks together with tough roots. Then they dragged up soil from the shallow bottom of the lake, piling it up on the rafts. Because the soil came from the bottom of the lake, it was rich in a variety of organic debris and decomposing material that released large amounts of nutrients, what they grew. These rafts, called chinampas, had vegetables, flowers, and even trees planted on them. The roots of these plants, pushing down towards a source of water, would grow through the floor of the raft and down into the water. This invention was very important because it was a new type of obtaining food that revolutionized the farming world.
For arts and architecture, we chose pyramids. The Aztec pyramids were the center of the civilization's religion. The pyramids were located in the center of cities, and at the top were temples where religious ceremonies and sacrifices were held. There are 3 main types of pyramids. 3 twin pyramids, which have 2 temples on top, each dedicated to its own deity, and a double staircase. Round pyramids, which were dedicated to Quetzalcoatl and were less common. And small pyramids, which have 1 temple, 1 stairway, and are located in smaller cities. Only small and double pyramids had a square base.
For language and writing, we chose Nahuatl writing. This writing dates pre-Columbian. This type of writing's origin is poorly understood. It most resembles Mixtec writing in that both use dots for numbers less than 20, in contrast to the bar and dot notation used in Maya and Zapotec. They share a similar construction style of compound signs and place emphasis on short texts that rely on painted scenes for narratives instead of longer texts. Nahuatl writing has 3 main purposes: to mark calendar dates, to record accounting mathematical calculations, and to write names of people and places.
The most remarkable achievement of the Aztecs. We believe that the ultimate most remarkable achievement of the Aztecs was the invention of chinampas. We chose this invention because it was something that no one had ever done before and took a lot of effort and genius to create these small artificial islands. The chinampas gave them more space because they were not growing crops on their land, and the chinampas also allowed the Aztecs to have advanced technology and agriculture.
The Inca. For science and technology, we chose trepanation brain surgery. Trepanation brain surgery was a surgery commonly performed by the Incas. During the process of the surgery, a patient whose head was injured in battle would have the piece of skull removed where it was impacting the brain. Then the patient would carry on with their daily lives. Surprisingly, the survival rate was 90%. For art and architecture, we chose gold temples. Gold temples, or Coricancha, were famous for being temples of gold. They had a very large impact on Incan civilizations. They were used to worship the sun god, which in Inca religion was the most important god. Architecturally, they had a large impact on the world. For language and writing, we chose Quechua. Quechua was the written and spoken language used by the Incas. Quechua was a system of writing that involved different characters being blended together to make specific sounds that made different words that they spoke and wrote. For the ultimate most remarkable achievement of the Inca, we chose trepanation brain surgery. We think that the most remarkable achievement of the Inca was trepanation brain surgery because people took this information and developed cranioplasties and other surgeries that save many, many lives today.
The most remarkable achievement of the Americas, the calendar. Like we said before, the most remarkable achievement of the Americas was the Mayan calendar because, unlike lots of ancient tools and devices, it is still used today, and it is still the most useful. Thank you.